This is our evaluation for our showreel.
Right, so we started with research, and me and Edgar looked into the previous music videos, and from this we got our initial ideas. So their video kind of had a lot more speaking in it, and it was a lot more based around the practical. So we decided from that we were going to do it more like 50-50 on practical and the tech side, and we were also going to have no speaking in it, so it was all going to be to a song, just because we thought it looked more pleasing. And then we just got a storyboard. So ideas.
So the reason we were a part of this is because I hadn't joined the course yet, and Liam was doing English.
GCSE English, yeah.
So I missed out on all the lessons for about 6 weeks.
So yeah, so it was me, you, and Edgar, me, Liam, and Edgar that did the storyboard. We wanted to. What was the
Sorry.
storyboard?
Yeah, storyboard. We started with the storyboard. Got loads of ideas down, like me, Ed, and Jess. We did
it quite quickly.
Yeah, we did quite quickly. We did like
Your like initial ideas, you wanted like the corridors to be completely empty, and you wanted like
Yeah, we wanted to show like people going into college, to show like the sort of atmosphere that the college like gives you. Because we wanted to like think of it as someone that's never seen Calderdale College before, and give them like a good impression of the whole college and what they'd really be doing. We wanted to cut from between tech and to the practical side, so we wanted to do lots of sort of cut edits through it. Yeah, we wanted to show both sides equally, and we wanted it to be quite clear, so you can see what the lighting is.
Yeah. So yeah, because we had like 2 different locations that we had to film in. One of them was really kind of like natural light, and the other was quite dark and like warm lighting. So it was kind of hard for us to create a change between them, and the contrast was kind of hard to work out.
Yeah, we wanted to show the practical side, which is like below, which is much darker, just them playing the instrument, so like the raw basics of the practical, and then for the tech, which is up, which is much more light, we wanted to show like a time lapse of them all on the computers, on the Macs, to like demonstrate all like the software and the computers that they've got up there as well. So we wanted to show both like clear links between both of the sides.
I think the video kind of shows a kind of feel of like the whole, like how it works, how the music works, how like so you've got the underground like making music, and then like on top like the editors and the music tech students.
We also wanted to use a music students' song that they had created. So one of the first things we did was went and asked the music students if they would all like sort of give us the songs that they've already created, if they were up for like us using it, which was really good because we got an entry from Ethan, and he gave us quite a few different songs, and we got to choose a song that's actually been created by the student in the music department at Calderdale College, which was quite nice.
Yeah, I like the shots in the room where all the instruments were like placed. I like the shots of like the guitar, the keyboard especially. Where you can see the keyboard and the drums as well. The time lapse in there, pretty good. I like that.
Yeah, definitely. And then at the end we wanted to show sort of that the person was leaving, like the card swiping, like walking out. We really wanted to show just like the natural environment of Calderdale College as well.
Yeah.
Right, so the next is techniques. So we've got workshop lighting was off, a lot of bloopers, fisheye, kit lens. Oh yeah, before Alfie arrived, me, Liam and Edgar sort of started filming a little bit just to practice. We knew it wasn't going to be like test runs. But then when Alfie came, we actually switched to a fisheye for the technique, because we all thought, including Alfie, like, yeah, it looked really good, and Alfie sort of suggested it, so that was... Yeah.
I also think like using the fisheye, it looks a lot more like what someone would see when they walk in.
Yeah.
So like when
it's like an eye.
Yeah, it's like more of an eye view. So
a point of view shot.
Yeah, if I wanted to create the effect of them coming into college, I think the fisheye was the most ideal lens.
I do as well, actually. And it just shows like the equipment that is at Calderdale College, even if it's to do with media or music, it still shows that the equipment is like high-end scale.
It represents the basis and the standard of the work that and the equipment that they have here, which is very high.
Yeah. We also, one of the first shots that we use is with a skate dolly, and initially it was me, Edgar and Alfie that went down to go and film, and Liam was in English, but when Liam finished English he came running down, and then actually Liam ended up filming it, because first try, because he just had the natural talent of a skate dolly.
And, we found it quite hard. To
control it.
Yeah, it was very like shaky, and it wasn't that good at using help control. In the end, when Liam started doing it, it worked really well.
First try.
Yeah, I did it down the corridors as well.
Oh yeah, and we also did it down the corridors as well, which was quite effective. Definitely. It shows a nice view of the college as well, I think. So, design and development. So for design, we decided to really look into who we were going to act in our film. So for instance, like we wanted it to be music students, we wanted it to be like true to what it was. So we went around the music class and we like found some people, including the person that made the actual song for our video.
We also we actually filmed it, but we couldn't find the cards, so we had to redo this. I think we've had to redo our work 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, there's been quite a few times.
So I think that was kind of hard and challenging, but it did help us like work out the best shot, because it took us a few tries, and every try it got better and better.
Definitely, and we've also redone quite a lot of shots, even if we like them, just because if it's like slightly off, we just wanted it to like, we wanted it perfect, we wanted it to be consistent.
So we got like feedback from Richard. So, he gave us some feedback on different angles and stuff that we could use.
So the final outcome, so what materials we used and why. So we'll start with like more the media side of it. So we used fish eyes, tripods, the GoPro,
and we used their feature like time lapse as well. We used quite a few time lapses in our video.
So we use the time lapse to show just sort of like the practical and like sort of more the practical side of it, more of like a natural and relaxed environment at Colorado College, because in our time lapse we've got them sort of doing the work, but there's also a moment when they sort of stop and they'll sort of turn around and they laugh, and we thought that was quite important because we don't want someone to think that it's all, you know,
really down to work, and like we want to show this nice family environment.
We wanted to show like the true environment, and that is actually what happens in music. So we thought that would be appealing to someone that didn't know. The GoPro, do you remember the GoPro?
Yeah, when we did with the GoPro, we got this like sticky thing sticking on like the glass and stuff. So we stuck it on the glass to the revolving door so it would spin around. And we're doing animation on our project now, so we included animation stop motion in our piece now. So we included that. So it spun around loads. We did it once spinning around, so we added that 3 times. So we do the footage 3 times. So it span around loads. It looked good. It looked. I thought it looked good.
Yeah, it was quite like a unique shot as well. Like we had to actually ask quite a few people to get that done. And we had to also. Yeah, it did. We started that. Yeah, we started that at the beginning in September, and we only managed to get that shot. It was one of the last shots. Yeah, it was last week. Yeah, last Wednesday. So that was quite an achievement really for our video. And it also just shows Colorado College. Like you go through that door every day, twice a day, minimum. So for someone that's starting it, it's quite a nice little touch.
We wanted to show like the best things at the college and show like the instruments down in the music department. We want to show like guitars and the amps because it is very impressive.
Marshall amps.
It's a very impressive set of equipment, and I think by showing that it appeals to a lot of music students.
Yeah, we thought like if someone has that amp in particular, like at home, or certain guitars like they sort of like, I thought that would be really good just to show all the sorts of all the different instruments there, because you never know what's going to like catch someone's eye. Do you want to talk about this?
We made like an organisation called some productions that made us all like crew thing. We made badges and stuff, and we stuck on our college passes. We used to in our video to represent our our organisation.
Yeah.
Yeah. We made a logo as well.
Yeah, we made a logo.
Last year.
Yeah.
Low light.
Yeah, get it, yeah. We actually used this card to show us buzzing out of Calderdale College.
I've still got it.
Let's focus that.
Focus that in there.
Is that there? Yeah.
Yeah, we use the cards to go to at the beginning to show someone walking into college, just because we thought, again, that's another thing that people do all the time, going into college. It just shows like what Calderdale College really is. Yeah.
I think also with the badge, by showing that, it'd show that it's not just a kind of normal bog standard course.
There's loads of different partners.
There's a lot of times when you can create your own ideas and opportunities.
Definitely. Yeah, even though that is again to do with media, it kind of represents Calderdale College to show that actually there's a million opportunities out there. For the tech side of it, we wanted to show the actual computers, just to show the software up there as well, and that was obviously incorporated in the time lapse.
We also tried to show off the Macs as much as possible because they're very new and brand new, and it works really well with the software. And
the software.
A lot of colleges don't actually have this kind of software, so this equipment.
Whereas the Macs will always enable you to be one step ahead, faster. You know, it's particularly for music students that have huge files that need to be backed up, and I just think it's an appealing factor to know. Yeah.
Go Apple.
Yeah. So what went well? So Alfie.
I think our time lapse really. Yeah, the time lapses of both the doors turn around and the one in the music tech room. It showed it was just a continuous thing, as well as the downstairs with all the instruments. I think it's nice to show the time lapse because it showed that.
It showed like the different environments, didn't it? Like the time lapse of each environment.
It showed that by showing a lot of it, it showed that a lot of their course is just music.
Yeah, definitely. Like it just showed the different environments really, really well. Like it showed that in music you really can just like get into, like in the practical you can really get into it, play your instruments. Whereas in the tech side it's a lot more just sort of sitting at the computers, doing that. Although they do create music on the computers as well, that is what they're doing. It's just a completely different environment. So for someone that doesn't know which one they want to do or what the differences are, the time lapses really show. Definitely, I agree on that. Your one, Liam? The instruments? Yeah, no, this is what went well.
Oh, went well, yeah. Yeah, the instruments went well in the room. I like the shots in this, like I said, I like the shots, the time lapse. But, yeah, the editing is really good. I like the editing.
Yeah, I like the editing.
And it was really awkward filming with them, because they didn't really put any effort in it at all.
Yeah, the practical.
They put no effort in it, the practical one. They literally just tapped the drums and like shouting at each other, and it was kind of awkward.
It's quite hard to edit together that one.
Yeah.
But I think that, because you guys all edited that, because I wasn't in that day, and I really do, like when I saw the footage that they actually took, like the raw footage, it was a lot different from what they actually managed to get out of it, like the short clips they managed to get out of it, so I was quite impressed at that, to be honest. My favourite part has to be the GoPro and the card, just sheerly because although everything else about the music is great, I just think that it's really nice how our videos also incorporated like just the general feel of the school, like much the time lapse has, like it's just nice to see people actually seeing what Calderdale College really is and what you actually really do every day, and it's just quite different from what I think people actually expect for you to be doing. So what we don't think went well. So we've sort of done this as a general basis because we all agreed on every sort of point. So one of the first, if we go down the list, so Alfie can read the first one.
Yeah, we'll basically keeping our possessions because we did lose a lot of footage, and we had to redo footage. But in the end, I did think that helped because, as I said before, the first time we did it, it wasn't as good as the last time. But yeah, it was kind of hard. As if we hadn't lost it, we would have finished our course, our unit a long time ago.
Yeah, definitely. we've definitely learned from that now though. Like we've learned that now you need to back it up straight away because you never know who's going to use that SD card the next day.
The thing that we couldn't control, but we tried to do our best on, but it didn't go very well, was the lighting in the practical room, mostly, because the other room, there was like lights above, like natural light and all that, but there wasn't any like lights in the studio or anything. It was just really dark, so that was kind of a downside to it.
Yeah, but then, I mean, some people, when we did the feedback, some people liked that, some people didn't like that, so that was really preference. Yeah, I mean, I think we all felt like that showed a very clear difference between the practical side and the tech side. However, like, it is understandable that it's kind of cut into different sort of lightings. Yeah. And another thing that we all decided on was just the time of organising everything. Because we were new students at Collardale College, we didn't necessarily know everyone, we didn't actually know where the music rooms were, per se, especially not the practical, so that was quite a challenge for us all to overcome, to knock on the door and ask the teacher, like, can we come in, can we film, let's set the date, get it all done. So I think that was something that took quite a long time to overcome, but once we did, once we knew who we were filming, where we were filming, we were on the roll, and then that was sort of when it really, really picked up. And that's sort of it, really. Yeah, sure.
So, I'm Alfie Glenn.
I'm Jessica Allen.
I'm Liam Cannon. Stay classy.
Yeah.
Edgar's over there.
And yeah, we've got our pal there that doesn't want to be filmed, which
He's a
is
bit camera shy.
camera shy, fair enough, but he was just as much a part of it, so
Right. Yeah.
yeah, bye!
Right. See you in a bit, chat.